Hi there, it's David John, the Resourceful Coach, and we're here on a glorious autumn day here at Corinthians Golf Club in Kent in the UK. I'm going to talk a little bit about your mind and how important that is and pre-shot routine. And one of the things I look at, and the title of this particular video is 99% of you are born with a great game. And we're going to explain what that is. And we're going to do 2 shots to show you this. So what do I mean by this? Well, you're born with senses. And the 3 senses we use in golf are the ability to visualize the shot, see the shot. Number 2, feel the shot. So sort of sense that feeling in your hands and the feeling off the club face, how you're going to play that shot. And the third one is the sound of the shot. Everybody picks up the sound of the shot. And what I want you to do is when you play a golf shot, is sometimes when you play that really good shot, just take a little bit of time just to look back at it and go, how great did that feel? How great did that look? How great did that sound? And the more vivid you make these feelings and ideas and using of these senses, it's amazing how it will make you play better shots. Now, what I'm going to look at is I'm going to play 2 completely different shots. Same shot into the green, okay, we're looking at a shot here around about 145 yards into the green, and it's a very straightforward shot. It's the shot you'd think everybody would play well, and we should do, because there's nothing in the way. It's just a straightforward shot down the fairway, 145 yards, should be an easy shot. But I find golfers, let's put it bluntly, they find this a little bit boring. It's like there's no challenge. And the second shot we're going to show you later, I tend to find golfers, definitely as they get better, find that more challenging and actually start to play it better and get better results, even though it is a much harder shot. So what am I doing? Okay, so we're 145 yards away. So the first thing I want you to do is recall the best 145-yard shot you've ever hit from pretty much the middle of the fairway, playing up towards a straightforward green. And what I want you to do is remember what that shot looked like. Now, you might be like me. I naturally draw the ball. I can visualize a shot that would start out towards the trees there and just draw back to the flag. The feeling of the swing, I might do a practice swing to sort of sense and rehearse the swing that I'm going to make to play the shot that I want to play. And then what did it sound like? And you may find that one of these 3 things becomes more important to you. It might be the visualization, it might be the feel of the swing, it might be the sound. But if you have got that, use it. It's really, really important, because what you're doing now is you're starting to bring in, as I said at the very start of the video, you're born with these senses. So why are we not using them? That's the key thing you've got to do. You've got to get on that golf course and use what you're born with. And the more you do, you see the top players, they're really taking their time to remember previous shots and then use those senses to play it again. So you've watched my videos, I'm sure, a few of them, and the biggest thing for me is the feel, the rhythm, the tempo. But as I come back here, I'm now visualizing the shot. So I'm picturing the tree. There's a big tree on the horizon there. I'm thinking, right, that's where I want to hit it. If I hit it on that line with my normal shape, that should draw back to the flag. So straight away, I'm visualizing the shot. The second thing I want to do is I want to feel the rhythm and the tempo of my swing. I know what works. I've practiced it on the practice ground. I've done it on the golf course. Why would I not do it again here? Okay? And then I want to imagine that sound, that lovely sound as it comes off the face. So as I walk into the ball, for me, it becomes, I've visualized the shot, I'm imagining the sound, but now I'm just sensing the rhythm, the feel. That's the key bit for me. That's the most important thing. The other 2 are there, but this one now takes over. Feel. Struck it lovely. That sounded brilliant. So I'm watching the ball. It's got the little draw. It's on the right edge of the green. It's just dropped onto the green. And we're going to be around about, I would say, 25, 30 feet away from the hole. From 145 yards, I'd take that every day of the week. But here's the important bit. We told you to imagine a shot you've played before. Now, I've just played it. Make a mental note. If you have to, make a physical note. You've all got phones nowadays. Go to the notes, write it down. This is the 7th hole at Corinthians. I was 145 yards away. I hit a lovely draw onto the green. Remember those shots. You're creating this library of career shots that you can draw on at any point. And that's really important. If you're walking out there and you're not remembering the good shots you've played, it's like you're going out with a blank sheet of paper, like you've never played golf before. I'm going out there with hundreds and hundreds of shots that I can draw on to help me in that round of golf, to say, look, you did this before, so do it again. Now, let's see if I can do it again. I've only done it, what was it, 90 seconds ago or so. A minute ago we did it. Same shot. I don't want to change it. I want to repeat that. I want to get excited about doing it again. That's the key thing. So I'm seeing that shot again. And because I've done it so recently, I can remind myself of that feeling as we go through. Okay, and that's on a slightly better line. And that's going to end up, I would say, inside 10 feet. From 145 yards, great. But what it happened was, I used my previous experiences, my senses, what I'm born with, to make me play that shot well. Now that was the straightforward shot. We're going to make the shot a little bit tougher, and let's see how then my senses and my sort of, I suppose, sort of idea of how to play the shot becomes a little bit better to get the result that I want. Let's go and have a look at that shot. So here's our second shot. Little bit trickier. We're on exactly the same line, but we've just come off the fairway. We've now got a 170-yard shot, and we've got to go underneath the trees. And this is what I'm saying about your imagination, using these senses. What I see a lot of the time, I'm now actually on the edge of the practice ground here, and I see people come down here and they'll just pull out the club that they think is the distance and just plow it straight into the trees above us. And this is where those senses have got to kick in. You've got to have that imagination of the flight of the ball. If you haven't got it, disaster is going to strike. But this is what I'm saying. Better players tend to look at this. And again, if you get into this situation a lot, you'll probably learn how to play this shot through the trees. So straight away, for me, 170 yards, still day, that's probably going to be somewhere between a 6 and a 5 iron for me. Probably a 6 iron on a nice day like today. But I'm going to take a club that's near a 4 iron to keep it under the trees. And now what I can do is I can control the power. This is really important. So again, it's using my experience, it's drawing on those, as I said, those thousands of shots that I've played on. So now what I'm thinking, I need to punch this ball lower to get the result that I want. So I'm imagining that shot. I'm still aiming out towards the tree I aimed out with my iron from 145 yards, because I'm still expecting my little bit of draw. That's what I do. So that's okay. But by taking less loft and now creating a setup, I'll just come this way to show you that I'm actually going to play it a little bit back in my stance and control the length of the swing. It will reduce the power, reduce the backspin on the ball to stop the ball going up in the air quickly, which could hit the trees. Okay, now I'm going to go back, once I've got that picture in my mind, is to think about the rhythm, the tempo, that sort of 3/4 swing. So again, because it's not, let's say, your average shot that you're used to practicing, have a practice swing. Rehearse that feeling. I want to feel that way through the ball. I want to feel like I'm keeping the loft off the club. And now it's the key bit. It's those senses, excitement about playing the shot. So I'm visualizing that shot. I've got to hit it through there. So everything I'm using now is I can see the shot. I'm imagining that sound, playing it back in my stance to get the shape that I've created, that image in my mind. And then I've just got to keep the feel of the shot going through, punch it through. All depends on the first few bounces. Well, it's on the green somewhere. I don't know where, but I would say, let's see if we can see it appear. If it appears at the back of the green. Yeah, it's just appeared at the back of the green. Knowing where that flag is, I've probably put that 30, 35 feet away. Over the moon. Okay, hopefully you could hear there the sound of that strike. But you could see the ball flight there coming out much lower, keeping underneath the trees. There was no chance I was going to blast it up there and end up dropping down and then probably having a harder shot. So it's all about these senses. As I said, you're born with these senses. Okay? Use them. It's so important. I get so excited when I get a shot like this because I think all my playing partners think, well, he's in trouble, he's not going to do it. If you can suddenly, like I did there, stick it on the green, you can see them suddenly go, oh, really? But what people tend to do, they get frustrated they're here, so they're not thinking clearly. Go to that library of career shots. Bang, do it. I've just done it. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can do better. to be honest, I'll take another one exactly the same as that. So imagining that low ball flight, that's the choice of club. That's the creation of setup. To say there, back in my stance, 3/4 swing, punch it with my 4-iron, keep it there, nice and rhythmical. Not quite as good as the last one, okay, but it's an awkward lie. And to be honest, to be on the green like I was with the first one, I'm over the moon. That one's just missed the green to the left. So a little bit of work, okay? You're not always going to execute the shot correctly because that's golf. But what I did do is go to it with those senses and remind myself that I can do it. And as I said, the good thing is I've just done it, as I said, under 2 minutes ago. I can stick that in my notes on my phone, remind myself, if I get a similar shot again, you know what to do. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's about the mind, it's about your senses. It's so important. Don't get wrapped up out there just about technique. Good players are hardly thinking. They're just seeing, they're feeling, they're imagining the sound of that golf shot, and then they're just doing it. And that's what you need to do. If you can do it on the practice ground, you can start to do it on the golf course. But you've got to remember those shots. Like I said earlier on in the video, don't go out there with a blank sheet of paper. I go out there with thousands and thousands of shots that I can draw on. Okay, I don't want to draw on these ones very often, but if I have to, can I execute it? Like the first one, brilliant. Second one, not so good, but it was an awkward lie. It was an awkward situation. The shot that put me here was more the problem. But it's the fun and the excitement of seeing that shot, whether it's a straightforward shot like the first one or a bit more of a challenge of the second one, makes it so much more fun. If you have enjoyed the video, please share this with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon.